Hi there everybody! Today I'm going to be showing you how I made my Filipino Parol. So here's what we'll need. We'll need some bamboo sticks like this. We use these in our vineyard, and since we don't need them anymore, we clean them up and we're going to be using them. We need to cut these sticks into thinner strips like this, just by cutting down the middle. We need to cut them into 10 pieces that are 24 inches long. Then we need to cut 5 pieces that are 5 inches long. We'll also need some strings or rubber bands. It's really whichever one you want to use, but we're going to be using the string. Then you'll need a hot glue gun, which we have heating up right now, a normal glue, and some wrapping tissue paper, colors of your choice. I was going to use Filipino colors, and I did find a yellow wrapping paper, but since we don't have blue wrapping paper, we're just going to be using Christmas colors of green, white, and red. The basic skeleton of the pearl that we're going to be making is this. It's pretty much a 3D star. Now, my mom made this one out of plastic, and though it looks really cool and neat, the tissue wrapping paper won't stick to it when we glue it on, so we have to make it out of bamboo. Earlier today, I used a chopping blade to divide the sections from bamboo poles. So let's build our first star. We want it to look like this. You'll want the flat side facing out, and we decided to use the rubber bands for this part because they're just easier to handle for these sides. We want to make it tight so that they don't come apart. We're just tying the one end. We don't want to tie this end. So now that we have that end tied, we're going to try and match it to this one because we want them to be the same size. 2 more. So now we're going to do the same thing again, 2 different sticks. Make sure it's tight. You want to get it as tight as you can. So now that we have that, we want to tie where they connect, so here. This is one end from each of the pairs we put together. Again, it's important to keep matching the lengths and shapes of both stars as you go. Then add the final stick to connect the other 2 ends, making your star. And band both ends of this stick to each side of the star. That will complete your star. Okay, last one. Now we need to tie these connections because if we don't, it'll kind of wobble around and it'll change its shape. For this, we'll use the string. Notice I wrapped the string around each corner both ways before tying the knots. Make sure that you tie all 5 corners of the inner pentagram. So now we have 2 stars. So now we need to put the 2 stars together. Now it's important that the flat side of the bamboo sticks facing out. That way the tissue paper will actually stick to it. We're just going to rubber band again our 5 corners together. So the 2 stars are together now at all 5 corners with rubber bands. Again, I'm going to tell you it's important that the smooth side of the bamboo pole faces out because that's how the paper is going to stick. Alright, so now what we need to do is make it 3D. We're going to use these little sticks and we're going to connect the joints of this star using this. Just stretch it out as far as you can get it to, so that your stick fits. Once you get the first stick in, the other ones should be easier because you don't have to stretch it quite as far. Two down, three to go. It's already shaping up. Look at that. Now we just have to add the paper. Well, actually we have to hot glue here and here so that these sticks don't come out. You're gonna have some glue drip, but that's okay because it's easy to wipe off once it's cooled. You want to do this in all 10 corners. This is just to reinforce it so that it doesn't move once it's done. Now we just let it dry. Alright, so now that it has cooled, while it was cooling, we cut the middle piece of our parol. Now we're going to take some Elmer's glue, because it's easier to handle, and we're going to line this part here. You just need to pull it tight. You don't want any wrinkles on it or anything. Now we do the other side. So now is a good time to add your lights. These lights here were extra that my mom had bought a long time ago. They're battery operated. You can use lights that aren't battery operated, but these are just the lights that we had, and these are the ones I'm going to use. We're going to do the red now. It's the same thing. We're going to put glue here, then we're going to put this on this, but instead this time we have them as squares, and we're just going to cut away the excess pieces. We're going to put glue on the green part also because they're going to overlap. Now you just need to add 9 more red triangles, just like the one I just did. You get the idea, right? Repeat on the other side so both faces look like this. Clean up any overlapping edges by gluing them into place before adding the white tissue paper. Once your edges are all neatly tucked in, add tissue paper to the insides of the star, white tissue paper. Just like the way we added the red tissue paper, except we're doing it on the inside edges. Then trim all the excess just like we did before. we finished putting in all of the white sides here, and we decided that it's a little bit blunt of a change between the red and the white. So we're going to be putting red Scotch tape to transition it. Now I'm pretty sure this isn't part of the tradition, but it looks cool. Here I'm measuring the length of tape needed, cutting it, and then just lining the tape where the tissues overlap. Then work your way along all of the edges. Star is finished. Now I just have to add the tails. This is how it looks when the lights go out. I have a full piece of tissue paper. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I fold it in half again. Fold it into a triangle. Fold this side over. So now that we have it like this, on this side we have overhang here. So we're going to take a scissor, cut that part off. Here, and there. I have this cardboard circle. I took a toothpick and I poked a hole in the middle. I'm going to glue that into the center. Alright, so I've made two tails now. I slipped a string through the cardboard at the top in two holes. And now we just tie it to the 2 points at the bottom of the parol. We finished the parol. This is it. Let me know in the comments if you try making your own Christmas star lantern or parol and how it goes. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and God bless.